Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Online Classroom. Today we are going to discuss about the compilation process and the basic programming. In the previous lecture we already discussed about the introduction, right? Now before going to the details of the compilation process, at first we have to understand what is compiler and what is compilation basically. So compiler is nothing but a program or we can say a software. It will convert the source code into the object code or the machine code. It means it can convert the high level language to the low level language, right? So because we all know that inside computer it all are a binary number system, but so that's why we have to convert each and every high level language to the low level language or with a binary number system by which a computer can understand, right? So and side by side also it will check the errors. It means if you have any error, means that we can say the compilation error means if you have any errors in your source code, we can say the syntactical errors. Basically the compiler will also check for it, but we there obviously there is a process, right? There is a process by which it will check your whole code by step, and also it will convert the whole code into the object code. It is a step by step process. Inside a compiler, basically there are 7 stages there. So lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic, code optimization, code generation, like this. But this is not our topic right now, because we just focus if we write a C code and if we compile, right? If we going to the compilation process, what it will generate means the step by step process, right? So at first if you look at the image that is written in the source code is there, right? Source code means if you write if you write any C programming, suppose you have to save with the with .c extension. Means suppose if you write C programming and if you give name is suppose abc.c. So ABC is nothing but a program name, and this ABC is nothing but a program name, and .c is the extension. Now you have to say what is extension. It means if you write something, if you open and write something in Notepad, the dot extension must be .txt. If you write something in Word file, right, Word document, dot extension must be .doc or docx. Like this, if you write a C code, if you write a C code, then in the dot extension obviously the .c. If you write C++, dot extension will be CPP, like this, right? So at first the source code go to the processor. Now inside the processor, inside the processor, actually the processor convert the source code to the expanded code, right? Convert the source code to the expanded code. Basically actually it is the extension of the processor is the .i. It means it is a serial process. It means suppose you write a source code and you give name abc.c, and after that it will go to the processor, and processor output is the expanded code. It means it is nothing but abc.i. Okay, it is nothing but abc.i. So it means we can say abc.i is the extension of the processor, right? Sorry, abc.i is the extension of the processor. So this is the expanded code. After that it will go to the compiler part, right? So compiler, it will take the input from the processor and it will convert the whole code in the assembly code, or we can say a machine level language. Okay, so after compilation a machine level language will be generated and the output will be .s. Okay, so it means if you write abc.c, next part will be abc.i. After that the compiler assembly code is nothing but abc.s, right? abc.s is the extension, right? So this abc.s is nothing but it is assembly code or machine level code. Now after that, from the compiler's output means now we have abc.s in my hand, and this abc.s go to the assembler, and assembler convert this abc.s into the object code. Okay, now if you means if you are using Windows operating system, then your extension will be .obj, and if you are using Linux or Unix operating system, your extension will be .o. So suppose for example I am using a Windows operating system basically, so that's why my assembler code means the object code, it is nothing but abc.obj. So it means it is nothing but abc.obj. So abc.s, after that it will go to the abc.obj, right? And the last part is nothing, is the linker part. In the linker part, there are two extra more things is there. One is other objects files, one is libraries. Now at first we have to understand what is the library. Library means, suppose if when we are writing any C coding or C++ coding, and we at first we have to write has include stdio.h or conio.h or math.h according to our need, right? So this is nothing but a library files. And what is the work of that library? Because the definition of printf, definition of scanf is written on stdio.h header files. So it means, suppose if we do not understand the meaning of any English word, we have to go for dictionary. So the definition of printf, definition of scanf like this is written on that header file, and we have to include that particular header file into our system. So and the and here the work of linker is mainly written mainly just joined or pre-compiled all the object code of those library files with lib extension, right? And the main working of the linker is to combine the object of library files with the object code of our program. And sometimes it may happen, sometimes the situation arises when our program refers to the function defined in other files. Then the linker plays a very important role in this. The linker, it links the object code of those files into our program. So therefore we can conclude that the job of the linker is to link the object code of our program with the object code of library files and the other files also. So after that, a executable file will be generated. Now executable file means if you are using Windows operating system, this executable file is nothing but abc.exe. This is called exe is nothing but the extension, and this exe is the executable file. So we have to run this particular .exe file and your program will run. So basically it is a step-by-step compilation process in C programming. In the next stage, this is a very basic example, one of a very basic example of a coding. Here, in the first line, you can see that has include stdio.h is there in the first line. Means I want to mean this line, right? And has include stdio.h. What is stdio.h? stdio.h is the .h is the extension. Means it is nothing but a header file. stdio is the name and .h is the extension. It means it is a header file, so we can say it is a library files. Has include means we have to include some library files into our code, because otherwise your compiler or your computer, we can say, cannot understand the definition of printf and definition of scanf, right? So after that, there is a main function. There is a main function is there, int main. So you have to understand that each and every programming start with this main function. And why I say is a function, it means why I say is a function, because there is a opening bracket and there is a closing bracket is there, means first bracket open and first bracket close. Like printf, there is also an opening bracket and also an closing bracket is there. So we can say this printf is a function. Like scanf, there is also means there is also opening bracket and closing bracket. Means scanf, there is also opening bracket and the closing bracket is there. So we can say the scanf is a function, right? So each and everything where there is a opening bracket and there is a closing bracket like this, so we can say is a function. So we the main is a function, okay, right? So the program always start execute from the main function, right? After that, int number means this line, it is a int number. It means it is int, it means it is nothing but an integer, and number is nothing but a name. So we can write int x, we can write int xyz, whatever it is, right? After that, there is a printf, enter a number. Printf, enter a number. It means that work of printf is that what we want to show, what we want to show to the other user, it is the work of printf. So if we write printf, inside printf enter a number, then it is nothing but it will show in the screen enter a number. And one thing I must say that, so here there is a semicolon after printf, there is also a semicolon, after scanf there is also a semicolon, and after so each and every line without main function there is a semicolon is there. What is the meaning of that semicolon? Meaning of that semicolon is that it is the end of line, right? So printf, and inside the printf there is a opening bracket. After that there is a means code, double code is there, and inside the double code we have to write each and everything. So basically this is a syntax of the C programming in the printf function. So printf enter a number means we have to say to the user, please enter an integer number from your keyboard, or you can say, or you can write enter an integer number, this is also fine, right? So basically it is a message to the user. After that there is a scanf function is there, and inside scanf there is a %d. After that ampersand after that number is there, right? So this %d is for the integer only. If we write, if your number is float, it must be %f. If it is character, it must be %c. Ampersand means the address of the number. So it means a user, suppose if I give input as 5, this 5 must be saved inside your RAM or inside your computer, right? So that's why we can say this, we have to save that particular number inside a memory, and this ampersand is nothing but the address of that particular memory, right? So that's why we have to write scanf %d, because it's the number is integer, because we define here it is an integer type, right? After that the address of means your ampersand, after that the number, right? So this is the basically the scanf syntax. After that there is a printf, and we have now basically it is a very small and simple programming. What I want to say that, suppose I give a number and I have to means multiply this number with 3 times, right? Suppose if I give input as 5, so the output must be 5 into 5 into 5. If I give 2 into 2 into 2 means 3 times, right? So that's why I am writing here cube of that particular number, so it is nothing but a message to the user. So what I want to means what is your output, right? And the %d means if I multiply a integer number with 3 times, obviously it remains an integer. So that's why it is %d and comma, after that number into number into number. So it means I just multiply this number with the 3 times. When 5 into 5 into 5 means, suppose now enter a number. If I give, after this message, if I give input as 5, scanf this number means it will save somewhere into a memory in your computer system or in your RAM. Okay. Now after that printf the cube of that number. cube of that number, it means suppose number here 5 into 5 into 5, so it is nothing but 125, right? So now if I run if I run this code, okay, let's me see if I can see you or run this code. Just a minute, okay. Now if I run this code basically, and if I am using an online C compiler, so online C compiler, right? And the first one is there. I just copy and I just simply paste this code, and if I run, look, enter a number. It means your computer want a number from you, so it is, suppose it is, if I give 5 and the output is 125, right? So 5 into 5 into 5, it means it is nothing but 125. So as both the numbers are integer, so that's why we have to write here %d, right? Now again back to the PPT, right? Again back to the PPT, there is another example is the here. So the question is that now write a program to print the sum of two integer numbers, means the sum of two integer numbers, right? So basically it is your this is our objective, right? So as it is our objective, so enter the first number and enter the second number. It means your first number, so this is my first number, right? So if I give here again the same thing, and x and y, right, x, y, and the result is there. So it means if my first number is x and the second number is y, and the result must be x plus y. So it is also very simple, sum of two integer numbers. So what is my step by step objective? So at first I have to take two numbers from the user. So enter the first number, so that's why there is a scanf function is there, right? That's why the scanf function is there. And enter the second number, again there is another enter the second number, it means there is again another, the second number is there, so this is nothing but y. So if the value of x equals to 2 and value of y equals to 3, it is nothing but 5. But where is 5 means the result, in the result portion it will save 5. So if we print the result, then it will shows you output of 5. Let's run again this code also. So copy, and I am opening the same thing, and if I paste and if I press run button, then enter the first number. So suppose the first number is 2 and enter the second number, again 3, so number is 5. So this is the very simple C programming code by which you can add two integer numbers, right? Now, so thank you for watching, and in the next part we will see about the variables. So I already told you there are integer type variables, floating point, character, but we have to see what the variables, how we have to use, we can use in all the things, right? So thank you very much, keep watching, thank you.